Okay, I'll show you the demo, nothing to worry. Okay, I'll show you the demo as well. Okay, so now tell me how many users maximum users I can create for Ankam login. For one login, how many maximum users I can create?
One user, sir.
One database, one user. Whole SQL Server level, how many users I can create?
32,767.
Now you know the logic why we can create that many users for one login. Why? Because
only one user, sir.
Why? Because when I give access on one database, one Ankam will be created. So SQL Server supports 32,767 databases. So if I gave access to Ankam on all the databases, each database one user means 32,767 databases, 32,767 users will be created only for one login. Only for one Ankam, based on the one Ankam, 32,767 Ankams can be created in the 32,767 databases. Only for one Divya login, 32,767 Divyas can be created in 32,767 databases, guys. Okay, of course we don't create, but again, those are the maximum users that can be created in the SQL Server. Is it clear? Simple thing is, if you want to connect to the database, you should have user in the database. When the user will be created, when I gave access, then user will be created automatically. Okay, clear? Listen this concept. Okay, why? Because the same concept will be applied during orphan users concept. How orphan users will be created, in what case orphan users will be created. Okay, in that, if you understood this concept clearly, it's very easy. Okay, so I told you, right, parent child relation. If this parent is deleted, okay, this child will become orphan user. Why? Because children without parents called orphans, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if Ankam login, if someone deleted the Ankam login, then the associated users, how many databases Ankams are there, Ankam users are there, in all the databases, all these children will become orphans, guys. Again, I'll tell you the orphan users concept, but this is the basic way. Okay, now you got the clarity. What is the relation between a user and a login? Login is, yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Any
There
question?
are one question. Orphan is user or orphan is login?
It
They are
differs.
both.
It differs. It differs, guys. Okay, there is a concept of orphan logins also. If you delete this user in the Windows level, then means if you delete grandfather, this login will become orphan login. There are two concepts, but usually we have to
Okay.
concentrate on orphan users only. Okay, orphan users means if you delete
Okay.
that particular login in the SQL server, the associated users will become orphan users. Okay, this is login, right? If you delete this Windows user, this is called
Yes, sir.
Windows level user, grandfather. This login will become an orphan login. There are two concepts, okay, orphan user and orphan login, but we have to
Okay.
concentrate on orphan users only. It's very important. Okay, so guys, can I proceed for the demo?
Okay.
Still having any confusion in the users login section? Okay, so now I'm going to create 3 logins, guys. First is Windows login, second one is SQL login, third one is group login. How to create a Windows login, how to create a group login, how to create a SQL login, and how to create a group login. I'll show you now. Okay, so let me go to the server. Just remember this diagram. I want to create a Windows login first. I want to create this Ankam. So if I want to create this Ankam, what I should have, guys? What I should
Create
have?
one window login.
That account should be in
Windows
Windows.
user. This is Windows user, guys.
Window
Don't
login, sir.
confuse. This is,
Just
don't confuse. Windows level will call it as a users. This is Windows users. Based on the Windows users only, I can create Windows logins. Okay, then of course this is SQL level user. This is SQL level user. This is Windows level user. This is also Ankam. This is also Ankam. This is also Ankam. Okay, so for Windows login, there is a prerequisite. What is that prerequisite? I have to create a Windows level user. Usually this will be done by the Windows team. We don't create Windows level users. Okay, Windows level users, they will create Windows users in the Active Directory. There is a separate machine called Active Directory. In that Active Directory, actually your user will be created, but as of now you don't understand what is this Active Directory and all, so leave it as of now, nothing to worry. Okay, nothing to worry. So we have separate concept, Active Directory concept. There I will explain what is Active Directory and all. Okay, so either the user has to be created in the Windows machine level, or the user has to be created in the Active Directory level. Okay, so in our case, what I am going to do now, I am simply going to create a user in the Windows machine level, guys. Once we are clear, then once we configure Active Directory, there I will show you how to create users in the Active Directory level. Okay, but this is the Windows activity, nothing to worry. Okay, guys. Chalo. So first we'll create Windows level Ankam. Then I'll show you how to create SQL level login. Okay, so go to the Windows server, open LUSR, open run, type LUSR
MGR.
MGR. MSC.
Okay, L means local, USR means user, MGR means manager. Okay, so go to this window, and again this will be done by the Windows team, not you in the organization. Go to user section. Can you see? Okay, Ankam here? No, right?
No, sir.
Let's
No,
create
sir.
one user. Right click in this white space. You can see new user. Okay, I want to create Ankam. Okay, full name not required, description not required. Give a strong password for Ankam. Whatever regular password you are using, give that regular strong password. 1 2 3. Okay, user must change password. I'm going to uncheck this one. User cannot change password, password never expires. Okay, I just want to check these two. That's it, guys. Okay, Ankam is created. Now for this Ankam, I want to create a Windows login. In the security, can you see Ankam Windows login, guys? Can you see? This is not, this is not, this is Madhavi, this is system, this is Madhu Azure, this is Madhu Azure, this is Madhu Azure, SQL Writer, Wing Management, SA login. Guys, SA login is the default login. This is sysadmin login. This is the default login you will get with the SQL Server installation. This will be enabled. Usually, this is in disabled state, guys. If you see here red mark, if you see some red marks, red cross marks, those
Yes,
logins
sir.
are disabled. Okay. How to enable it? Very easy. Go to the properties of this login, guys, and there you can see status. Under status column you can see disabled, right? You can simply enable it, and you can click OK. In this way you can enable it, guys. Okay, so that red mark is gone. If you see here, red mark is gone. Okay, in this way we can enable any login, right? Fine. Now let me create a Windows login for Ankam. Very simple, guys. Right click, new login. Here you can see which authentication. If you choose Windows authentication, that is Windows login. If you choose SQL authentication, that is SQL login, guys. Okay, so let's choose Windows authentication. Why? Because I want to create Windows login, right? Go to search button. You're already created a Ankam user in the Windows level. Okay, now type Ankam. As you have created already a Windows user in the Windows level, if you type Ankam, you will get the, okay, you will get the username here. Okay, just click on check names, guys. It is saying user is not found. Okay, what it is saying, user is not found. Why? Because I gave ANKAM Ankam. If you see here, ANKAM Ankam, but I am searching with ANKAM Ankam. Okay, so let's correct this one. Close and Ankam. Just click check names. Now you will get the name. See here, computer name. This is computer name / username. I'll try for Sanjeev, semicolon Sanjeev. Now tell me, guys, if I click check names, what I will get?
Error, sir. Will get
Error.
incorrect.
Definitely error. Why? Because
Error.
Sanjeev is not there in this list.
Yes.
Sanjeev is not there in this list, so definitely I'll get the error. This is grandparent. This Ankam is a grandparent. First, grandparent should be exist to create a parent, right? Without grandparent, how can you create a parent? So that's why Sanjeev is not there in this list, so I cannot create Sanjeev. Okay, done. So here, what I can do, I can cancel it, close it. That's it. I'm going to create. If you go for Divya also, of course you'll get the error. Why? Because I haven't created Divya, Sanjeev, anyone in the LUSR MGR dot screen. So definitely I'll get the error. I just created only one user, that is Ankam. So that's why when I gave name and check names, I got computer name slash. For Windows logins, guys, to identify the Windows login, remember the Windows logins will be prefixed by computer names. Windows logins will be prefixed by computer names. Okay, and your name. Just click OK. Now I am not giving any permissions to Ankam. I'm not giving any permissions. I can give permissions by going to server roles. If I want to make Ankam as a sysadmin, I can give sysadmin permissions to Ankam so that Ankam can do anything in my SQL server level. No, I don't want to give any permissions. By default, Ankam is a member of public server role that we cannot uncheck. By default, we will get it. If I want to give permissions on a specific database to Ankam, I can give like this. Go to user mapping, in which database you want to give permissions to Ankam. Okay, select the database automatically. Ankam will get the access on that particular database, guys. Okay, but in this case, I am not giving any permissions to Ankam. Simply, I am allowing Ankam to the SQL server. I am allowing Ankam to connect to my SQL server. That's it. And if you see here now, once I created, see here a login is created, right, under SCA. Azure batch 42/Ankam. This is Windows login. Now I want to test. I told Ankam, hey Ankam, I gave you the access, please connect to the SQL server. Now what Ankam will do, guys? Ankam will be logged in. As this is Windows login, Ankam will get, and again, guys, Ankam, if Ankam wants to connect to the server remotely, don't think once I create Windows login for Ankam, Ankam can connect to the Windows machine remotely. No, giving remote access is under Windows people hands. Okay, if Ankam wants to connect to the server remotely, Ankam has to contact with Windows team. He has to ask, hey, I need RDP permissions to this server. Windows team will give RDP permissions to this Ankam user. Then he can connect to the SQL server using Windows authentication, guys. Don't think if I create a Windows login here, Ankam can easily connect to the Windows machine remotely. No, that is completely false statement. That is not in our control. If anyone wants to access Windows machine remotely, they should have remote access permissions. Okay, somehow Ankam got, as Ankam is a DBA, Ankam got remote access permissions. Okay, now Ankam wants to test whether he is able to connect to this instance or not. How can Ankam test, guys? And if I click connect, you can see Madhavi name, but I have to get Ankam name here. How can I get Ankam name here? Can anyone help me?
Sir, right click
Click on
on
the server.
SQL server, use a different user.
Okay, that is okay.
Change authentication mode.
Okay,
to
very good,
SQL
very
Server
good, very
authentication.
good. Who is that? Who
Arun
is
sir.
that? Arun, very good. Okay, SQL Server authentication. Now tell me which login I have to give.
You
Ankam,
have
right?
created login.
The password is whatever password I gave for Ankam, I have to give the password, right?
Yes.
Sir, but it is a Windows level
Windows
It's
log.
authentication,
Yes.
sir. We need to give we
So
need
if
to
it is
select
click on
Windows
server name,
authentication, if it is a Windows login, why I'll choose SQL authentication, sir?
Right, sir.
Okay, so simple logic here. Why we created Windows authentication, Windows login? Okay, so I don't want to change this authentication mode. If it is a Windows login, guys, you can log in using Windows authentication only. If it is a SQL login, I can log in using SQL authentication only. I cannot change it. Okay, there are two cases. One is Ankam has to see here why I got Madhavi here. As Madhavi logged into this machine with her name, that's why when Madhavi opened SSMS, she got her name. If Ankam logged into this Windows machine, I gave this particular 10.90.40.60 to Ankam. Hey Ankam, please log into this Windows machine. Now Ankam can log into this Windows machine using his name. I'll just show you the demo. Okay, MSTSC. Now Ankam will type this. IP address. What is the IP address? Same, right? No, 1390.40.60. 1390.40.60. Ankam will type 1390.40.60. Now username, if you see Madhavi, but if you click connect, You have to use more choices, use a different account. Here Ankam has to give his name, Ankam, and the password while creating this user in the Windows machine. That password he has to give. Okay, he has to give that password. And if we click OK, now to this machine, 40.60 machine, Ankam will be logged in with his name. Okay, so that here once he logged in, he can see the Ankam name here in the username section. Okay, and when he open SSMS, he can see computer name / this login, computer name Azure batch 42 / Ankam. He can see, then he can connect. That is one way. Of course, that is the legal way of connecting. That is the legal way of connecting. But I don't want to try like that. I want to use a different account. Go to your SSMS, right click on it, shift plus right click. Just right click first. You will get Management Studio, right? Again, hold shift button. Keep holding your shift button. Hold it until you release. Right click again. You will get run as a different user. Now I want to test. So what is the username? Ankam. What is the password? Secret. Okay. Click OK. Now if you give the proper password, one more Management Studio will open for Ankam. Guys, I cannot change the, if you give Windows authentication, I cannot change the username. Okay. If you give Windows authentication, it will be grayed out. I cannot change it. Nothing to confuse here. See, in your laptop, your name is there, your brother name is there. If you log into your laptop using your name, there in the profile, it will show your name. If your brother is logged into the same laptop using his name, your brother will get access. Your brother will get his own name when he go to the computer profile and all. Okay, in the same laptop, SQL Server is installed. You got the access. Okay, you got the access using your name, but it doesn't mean that your brother also can access. Your brother can able to log into the laptop, but your brother cannot access the SQL Server. Your brother cannot access the SQL Server. Why? Because there is no login for your brother. Okay, the same way. Right now, go to the Management Studio. Now you can see here Azure batch / Ankam. Okay, now if I click connect, okay, what I am getting? 18456 error. Why I am getting 18456 error? Azure new, right? Can you tell me why I am getting 18456 error? Can you help me?
This is another instance, sir.
Very good, excellent, super. Okay, this is not the actual instance we have created, guys. The actual instance name is Madhu Azure. Okay, so now go to the Management Studio again and select the instance Madhu Azure and click connect. Now he can connect. See here the name. You can see if you expand, you can see the name Ankam. Who connected to my SQL Server? Ankam. Ankam doesn't have access to any database. Okay, let's try to access one database. Definitely he'll get the error. Ankam doesn't have access to student database. Let's expand. You'll get the error. Even to expand also, he don't have permissions. Ankam don't have permissions. He is able to connect to the SQL Server, but he cannot connect to any database. Why? Because Ankam is not, as of now, Ankam is not authorized to use any database, to connect any database. Guys, is this clear demo or you're confusing? Just let me know. If you're still confusing again, okay, sir, I don't understand anything. Go and watch the videos again and again until you get the clarity. Okay, but security is very, but nothing is there. Very simple logic, guys. Nothing is there. I'm trying to elaborate it. Just you will be clear. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So if you are okay, let's try to give access to Ankam so that earlier we got error, right? Earlier we got error to while accessing the database. Okay. Let's try to give one access to Ankam on this employee database. How can I give? Go to Ankam login, double click on the Ankam login, go to user mapping. This time I'll give access on employee database. See here, listen carefully. See what is this section? What is this, guys? User. Okay, before
User.
giving access, let me go to the database, employee database, right? Let me expand employee database. In the employee, this is server level security. Okay, just listen carefully. This is server level security. You can see this security under particular server. If you expand any database, in the database level also we have one security. Every database will have one security. Of course, it is offline, we cannot access. Every database will have one security, guys. Okay, This is database level security. Okay. If you expand the server level, guys, logins are server level entities. Logins are server level entities. Can you tell me what are the users?
Sir,
Database.
user is a
entity.
database entry.
Entity, that's it. A login is a data server level entity, server level what we can say object. A login is a server level object, guys. Okay, but whereas a user is a database level object. If you expand any database, if you go to the security, under that security you can see the users. If you expand it, you can see 4 users. These are the 4 default users you will get when you create a database. In these 4 users, 3 users are down offline, only 1 user is available, that is DBO user. If I gave access to Ankam on this employee database, Ankam user will be created in this database. Same, whatever we discussed using picture, the same thing. When you gave access to any database, okay, a user will be created inside the database to help the Ankam login. Let's create a login. Let's give the access to Ankam on this employee database. Okay, I'll show you the real demo. Okay. Right now you can see right in the employee database security, you don't see Ankam user. Under user section, you don't see Ankam user. So let's try to give access to Ankam. Where is that window? This is the window. No window. Okay, so what we can do, let me expand security. Let me double click on Ankam to give the access. Go to user mapping, click OK, you will get this kind of notification. Means it is saying on database is offline, not accessible. Demo DB is not accessible. That's why you got that message. Employee, I want to give access on employee, right? See here, once I click select employee, you will get Ankam user name here. See here, this is Ankam user name. Ankam user name, this is same as your login name. Okay, done. I don't want to give any extra permissions. Just connect permission to the database I am giving. Just connect. I want to give extra permissions. He want to read the data, I can give data reader. He want to write the data inside the database, I can give data writer. No, database level, he want to do whatever he want, I can give DB owner. DB owner means Ankam user can do anything in the database level, that too in the employee database. I don't want to give any access as of now. I'll simply give connect permission to Ankam user. Okay, click OK. Okay, done. Now see here, under user section, automatically Ankam user is created, right? Without refreshing, you can see. Okay, if you just refresh, of course refresh also will get the same. And under user section, you can see Ankam user, guys. Same as Sql login also. I'll show you creating Sql login. Now earlier Ankam got error, right, while accessing this employee database, right? While accessing this employee database, he got the error. Okay, if we try, he can access it. Why? Because we gave access to employee database. But he cannot connect to student database. If he's trying to expand student database, again he will get the same error. The database student is not accessible. Why? Because Ankam only have access on employee database. You don't have access on student database. Earlier, while expanding, he got the error for employee. But once I gave the access to employee database, okay, on employee database to Ankam login, now he is able to at least expand. He is able to expand, but of course he cannot see all the tables and all, but at least he is able to expand. To expand also, you should need extra permissions, guys. Don't think it's just an expand. Don't think like that. If you want to expand, means you are trying to view some objects. When you can view some objects, if you have permissions, then only you can view some objects, right? So you don't have permissions to view some objects, so that's why when you are accessing, you will get the error. If I gave the access, you can view the database objects and all. Guys, is this clear? Creating Windows login, how Windows login will work, how to connect to the SQL server using Windows authentication, and what is our responsibility, sir? We don't do anything. Just to understand, I gave this demo and all. As a DBA, will create a Windows login if Windows user is existed, and will inform to Ankam, hey Ankam, we created the Windows login. And again, once you created the Windows login, don't try to log in with a run as different user and all to test. You have to ask Ankam, hey Ankam, I gave you the access. I have created a Windows login for you. Please test your access. Ankam will log into his machine. Ankam will test whether he is able to connect or not. Ankam will confirm. These kind of demos and all you don't need to perform in the organization. Just to show you how Ankam will access the server, how Ankam will connect to the server. Just to show you, I just shown you this demo, guys. In the organization, we don't use different user options and all. Simply, our part is creating the logins, giving the permissions. That's it. We don't test also. Of course, it will work. Why to test SQL Server? Okay, no need to test SQL Server. Just to understand the concept clearly, I just shown you these demos. Is it clear? Creating Windows login and all. If it is clear, we'll jump into the creating SQL login. Clear, guys?
I have a question, sir.
Please, please.
Sir, if I give the permissions, sir, what type of permissions? Anything
Permissions,
real
I'll tell you. Okay, we have different permissions. We have read permissions, write permissions, edit permissions. Lot of permissions are there. You will came to know while discussing this server roles. You can see lot of permissions. What and all permissions will be there? You can see basic permissions. You can think like a read, write, okay, alter,
Okay.
delete
Okay.
permissions, modify permissions. These are the basic kind of permissions, but lot of permissions are there. I'll tell you using while discussing server roles.
Okay.
Is it clear, guys? Any issues, any doubts, please?
Sir,
Yes, yes.
sir, ఒక DBA జాయిన్ అవ్వాలంటే ఇంకో DBA ఇవ్వాలి సార్
Yes, correct. So it's not like DBA. Okay, anyone can give, but he should have access. I told you right yesterday. See, the door is locked. Okay, who can unlock the door? If you have a key, you can unlock the door. Or if anyone is there inside the room, they can unlock the door. Agree?
ఎస్ సార్
Right?
Yes, sir.
So these persons are there inside the SQL server. So any of these persons can give access to the new person. Again, based on their permissions. Don't think all can give. Ankam is just a login. Ankam cannot give access to another person. If Ankam is a sysadmin, he can create one more login so that he can give access to another person. Whatever you said is perfectly true. Okay, but only don't think DBA. Those who are having proper access, they can give access to other persons. Okay,
ఎస్ సార్
any issues, any doubts, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, done.
Sir,
Let's create. Yes,
sir.
please.
సార్
I'm
సార్
really
లాస్ట్
sorry.
సార్
Yes, please
Sir.
continue.
అంటే ఓన్లీ DBA అయినంత మాత్రాన మనం యాక్సెస్ ఇవ్వలేము.
Yes, correct. If you don't have
Yes, sir.
permissions, even though you are a DBA, if you don't have proper permissions, you cannot give access to others.
ఎస్ సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
సార్
Yes.
సార్ విండోస్ ఇప్పుడు ఆర్ఫన్ యూజర్స్ విండోస్ లో పర్మిషన్స్ ఇవ్వచ్చు సార్?
Yes, we can give Windows level permissions. Yes, we can give. If you are a Windows user, we can give Windows level permissions also. The RDP is a Windows level permission, right?
Yeah.
We can give, but we don't give. Windows team is going to take care of it.
ఆర్ఫన్ యూజర్స్
Orphan users,
that
see, Orphan users, he is able to connect to only database. He is limited to the database. His boundary is only that particular database. See, Ankam, I gave access to Ankam on employee database. I gave access to Ankam on student database. Ankam user will be created in the employee database. Ankam user will be created in the student database. But don't think both Ankams are same. This Ankam user might have different permissions. This Ankam user might have different permissions. That user is limited. His boundary is that database only. You cannot give, okay, for orphan users, you cannot give Windows level permissions. He is just liable to the particular database. He cannot go beyond the database. He cannot touch Windows level objects and all.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
No problem. Any questions, guys,
Sir.
please? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Go
there are
ahead.
one question.
Please.
This user in created in separate databases.
Yes.
Every database has own user.
Yes.
Sir, how to call, how to work this internally? What type of request? Yeah, how to communicate?
I'll tell you. Okay, there is a concept called, so the bonding, guys, how this login is associated this user bonding, how the
Correct.
bonding works. If I create one more Ankam login, I cannot create, of course, but this Ankam login is deleted, guys. What I did is I just created one more Ankam login. Immediately, can this user, it can be mapped with the new Ankam login? Is it possible? The parent is not there. I just put someone as a parent. Okay. Immediately that child can detect that parent. No, right? There is a bonding, right? Internal bonding is there. That is called SID. Using SID, the bonding will work. I'll explain during a orphan users concept.
Okay.
Any questions, any doubts, please? Okay, chalo. Let's create a SQL login. Now we just created a Windows login, right? Now I'll create a SQL login. For SQL login, there is no prerequisites, guys. You can see in this diagram, Divya is not existed anywhere. Okay. Simply I'll create a SQL login in the SQL server level. I'll give access to Divya, right? Let's go to the SQL server and let's give access. Let's create Divya SQL login, right? Click new login. Tell me, guys, I want to create SQL login. Which option I have to choose?
SQL
SQL
authentication.
Server authentication. Very good. Okay. Simply type Divya. Okay. When you gave SQL authentication, it will ask, hey, give me username and password. Username is Divya. Give me the password. You have to set password for SQL logins. For SQL logins, extra is you have to set password. Why? Because while connecting, it will ask username and password, right? What username Divya will give? What password Divya will give? Okay.
We need to
So
create a password.
yes, now we are going to create, right? So whatever we are giving here, Divya has to give the same password. Okay. You can give the strong password, guys. If you want to give the weak password, you can still give it, but you have to uncheck this password policy. In the organization, we don't uncheck it. We'll give the strong password only. Chalo, let's try to give the strong password. Okay. I'll give the same password that I'm using regularly. 1, 2, 3. Right. Now you will get one question, sir. On behalf of Divya, you are creating her login, you are giving her password. Is there any chance to misuse the Divya account, sir, as you know the password? Divya will get
Yes,
it
sir.
out.
But yes, sir. Yes, sir. But you can first time login on Dibya. So if you open the screen password and confirm password.
Very good.
The
Okay.
user must and change password to next login. This is the checkbox.
Yes, correct. Okay. So listen carefully, guys. See, whenever you're trying to log into any account using default password or else banking, net banking, first time if you're logged in with they will give the default password, default pin, right? Or simply you're using ATM card, guys, new ATM card. Okay. They gave the default pin to you. You just inserted that ATM card. What is the first screen you will get, guys? First screen you will get once you insert that ATM
Change the
card.
password.
Yes.
Ask for pin, sir.
Ask for the pin. You will enter the new pin. The pin which they gave, they will give you the pin, right? You will enter that pin. Immediately it will ask change the pin. The next screen itself
Yes,
it
sir.
will ask the change the pin. So even though the person who typed your pin knows your pin, but when you logged into the first time, it will prompt you to change your pin. Those who created your pin, even though he knows your pin, he cannot log in using your account details and all. Why? Because immediately you will be prompted, hey, please change your password. This option, user must change password at next login. Even though I know Divya's password, while connecting next time, I'll give simply, once Divya login is created, I'll tell to Divya, hey Divya, your login is created. You can please log in with this password. I'll give password to Divya. I'll send a separate mail to Divya. Now Divya will log in. Immediately Divya will get a pop-up. Okay, change password. She will give default password. Immediately Divya will get a password. Now I'm creating, guys. I'm creating enforce password policy, enforce password expiration. User must change password at next login. This option should be checked. Click OK. Let's try to log in as a Divya now. How to log in as a Divya, guys? If you see here, login is created. Divya login is created.
If you are connect button.
Tell me, guys, how
Connect.
can I connect using a SQL login? How can we connect using Divya? Now tell
If
me.
you are connect new
Click on connect
window.
after
Same
new SSL.
database name, SQL Server authentication, Divya and her password.
Very good. Okay. So let's go to the connect button. This time, no need to open run as different user. This is SQL authentication, right? You can happily give Divya login name, Divya, and password. The one password which I have gave while creating Divya login, and click connect. Okay. I'll get the 18456 error, guys. Why I'm getting this error? Can you tell me? Instance name is same or
User
different?
Instance name. Madhu Ajur. Instance name is same.
Password wrong, maybe.
Wrong password, sir.
Okay, wrong password. Good, very good. Instance name is same. Okay, and again let me try as a Divya. Divya. Password 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll get a 18456 error. Definitely I'll get this error, guys. Instance name is same. If it is instance name is different, you will get a different error, guys. Okay, right. Divya username is also same. No wrong in the username. Divya. Password I gave the correct password. I am sure I gave the correct password. Guys, this is Sql login, right? I'll tell you the solution. Okay. Sql authentication should be enabled in the server level. Go to the server properties. If you remember,
Yeah,
while
while
installing the SQL
installation,
server, okay, while installing the SQL server, we just selected Windows authentication. So only Windows logins can connect to the SQL server now. No. SQL logins also, Windows logins also should be connected. Then you have to choose this option. SQL server and Windows authentication mode, both Windows logins and SQL logins has to connect. Then you have to select this option. In the organization, this option will be selected. Okay, right? Click OK. Now, can I connect?
Yeah.
Let's try this time. Okay, connect Windows authentication to SQL Server authentication. Divya. Password is 1, 2, 3. And let me click connect. Again, I am getting the same error.
You need to restart the server, maybe, sir.
Very good. Okay. So once you change the authentication, I have to restart it. So don't ask, sir, every time when I create login, I have to restart the server. No, actually during installation itself, we'll choose Windows and mixed mode authentication. Okay.
so
Guys,
there
give me
would
two,
directly extra.
guys, give me 2 minutes. I'll be back, please. Don't mind. 2 minutes. Madhavi, you're asking question.
While installation will give that password and confirm password, right, sir? While selecting,
Yes.
so that
Let me
default.
reconnect. Let me reconnect.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
showing 1 minute.